Dear students and teachers, today we will learn about the second case in PLAXIS 3D. I also divided the second case, case B, into different tutorials. So today we will discuss the case B, that is the basement constructed in OCC soil with basement walls, beams and columns, and line load. We will also get familiar with line load, point load, application of line load, application of point load, application of surface load. So in today's tutorial there is only one thing, the soil properties I will explain, and the structure, how to make a structure in PLAXIS 3D. So we will first start a new project. So we will enter as foundation with basement in OCC soil. Case B. So next we will enter here our units will be in meter, kilonewton and day, and the gravity and these are unit weight of water are also selected by default. So we'll enter our boundary conditions. Our boundary condition will be 150 meter by 150 meter, but I want my origin to be in the center of my boundary, my project boundary. So that's why I am entering the x minimum and x maximum. So x minimum is minus 75, x maximum I'll enter is 75, minus 75 and 75. We'll click OK. So our boundary is now created. Now we'll go through to create a borehole. Create a borehole. Yes, we will select the location for a borehole. So 0 at origin my borehole is located. So 0 0, and our head is minus 2 meter. It is the updation in the case A. In case A we have made raft foundation on a soil, but here we will make or create or generate the basement wall model or foundation with basement. So the head is this. We will add a layer. So our layer will be minus 40, and we have not material created, so we will create soil, new lacustrine clay. Our material model is more coulomb and drainage type is drained. Now we will enter the gamma unsaturated, which is 17, and gamma saturated, which is 18 kilonewton per meter cube, and these are the advanced option. We will not discuss that in this tutorial. Now parameters. So our strength parameters, modulus of elasticity is 5000 kilonewton per meter square, and our Poisson's ratio is 0.3. So these are alternatives selected by default, calculated by the correlation with the stiffness factor. Now we will enter the C angle of cohesion, which is 10, that is 30, angle of internal friction, and delta NC angle is 0. Yes, I will add some advanced topic in this tutorial, that is the stiffness. When stiffness increases with depth, so we will enter that how much it. So in tutorial it is given as 500 kilonewton per meter square per meter. It is increased, and from where it starts? From 0 it starts increasing. So here is the updation. So we will click next, OK, and our soil is created. Now we will assign the lacustrine clay to that borehole, and we'll click OK. Now our soil has been created and it is assigned to the boundary. Now further we will move toward the we will just create the material for structures, that is beams, columns, and basement walls and basement floor. So I will click on material. So for beams we'll select here as beams and new material. So for beams I will enter the name, identification name, BEAM, beam, and the color elastic. Now for we will enter the beams property here. So here the modulus of elasticity for the beam is 3 raised to power 3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 7, and this is the unit weight. So unit weight for the beam is 6 kilonewton as given in the tutorial of PLAXIS 3D. Now beam type, so our area for the beam is 0.7, and moment of inertia is 0.029, and moment of inertia on other direction 0.058. So yes, we entered the beam properties. So our beam is now created. So okay, now we'll create another beam which will represent the column, COLUMN, column. So we'll change the color for the column for better identification. Now modulus of elasticity for column is 3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 7. Unit weight for column is 24, and area for this is 0.49, and moment of inertia is 0.020, and in other direction it is 0.02, same 0.020. So our column is now, our color has been created. Now beams and columns are created, the surface, the materials are created. Now we will enter, we will also require materials for basement wall and basement floor. So we will click on plates. Here we will create a new material which is basement floor. Yes, and the color will remain this. So the depth thickness for the D represent thickness of the basement. So thickness of the basement is 0.5 meter, 50 centimeters, so 0.5 meter, and its unit weight is 15 kilonewton per meter cube. And these all properties are mentioned in the PLAXIS 3D tutorial manual. That's why I am entering here. I just noted it down from the PLAXIS 3D tutorial. So they mentioned that kindly follow these guidelines. So I am following the tutorial guidelines. So material type is elastic and isotropic. So when we check isotropic, so sum of E2 in these properties are not required. So for that E will be, modulus of elasticity will be for basement floor it is 3 raised to power 7. Yes. Now Poisson's ratio, it is 0.15. Yes. So now our basement floor material is created as a plate element. Now we'll create a new material for basement wall. We'll change the color from this to green, and thickness of the basement wall is 0.3. Unit weight for the basement wall is 15.5, and the material type is elastic, in the isotropic. I check the isotropic material, so we will enter here as the modulus of elasticity, which is 3 10 raised to power 7. Yes, and the Poisson's ratio for this is 0.15. Now our basement wall material plate element has been created. Now basement floor, basement wall, and beams, column, and soil slackstrine clay, these are all now created. So today the task was just to create the materials, the basement wall and basement floor, and beams, columns. So we created the soil, beams, columns, all the materials. So in this tutorial we will stuck to this just material creations and generations. In other coming tutorial, I will discuss the structure, how to assign the structure, and mesh and stage construction as I followed in case A. So today this will be enough. Thank you for listening. Kindly subscribe and like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.